Arteta has tactically outclassed Ancelotti at the Bernabéu and across 180 minutes.
We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable.
Let's take a tactical deep dive into one of the most intelligent Champions League performances in recent memory. Let's start with Madrid's build-up play. So when Real Madrid were in their structured build-up from the back in their own defensive third, they started to go long from deep, not randomly, but as a result of Arsenal's shape. Arsenal deployed a disciplined 4-4-2 mid-block. Odegaard and Merino formed the front press, with Rice and Partey sitting compact behind. The structure was narrow, forcing Madrid wide and denying Tchouaméni or Valverde space to receive centrally. With Arsenal cutting off all the central access, Real Madrid resorted to long diagonals, mostly targeting Vinicius and Mbappe in the channels. Madrid's progression was being dictated by Arsenal. In Arsenal's build-up, they mirrored Madrid, going long with Real, but this was about territorial control. Arsenal didn't risk playing through Madrid's aggressive 4-3-3 press. Instead, they targeted high balls towards the left side where Merino and Martinelli could contest the second balls. Merino also went up for a contested header with Lucas Vazquez, and Odegaard and Martinelli were positioned underneath to pick up the loose ball. When Arsenal began their build-up, a subtle yet but tactical wrinkle emerged. Miles Lewis-Skelly inverted from left-back into midfield, so this formed a temporary 3-2 structure. Timber, Saliba and Kirill held the defensive line. Rice, Lewis-Skelly operated as the double pivot. Madrid held possession but couldn't penetrate. No access to Bellingham between the lines, no vertical options. Arsenal's block didn't just hold, it directed the game. Madrid's solution to Arsenal's compact shape? Movement. Mbappe drifted inside into the half space to receive the ball, trying to pull Rice or Saliba out of position. But Arsenal were disciplined. There were no overcommitting, no gaps created, just zonal discipline. Arsenal's pressing wasn't constant, but when Madrid entered zone 14, the trigger was pulled. Madrid had to recycle, tempo killed, and block reset. At exactly 13 minutes into the first half, Arsenal were awarded a penalty, and the game could have shifted completely in that moment. And then came the moment, Saka from the spot. But rather than picking a corner, he went for the Panenka, but for Courtois to save. Now here's the problem, not with the idea, but the opponent. Thibaut Courtois is known for holding his ground longer than most goalkeepers. He waits, he reads the body language, and against the Panenka, that's all he needs. Later in the first half, Rodrigo got down the right and delivered a floated cross. But Arsenal were fully set, Saliba and Kirill and Rice positioned, via alert. Madrid's lack of central penetration meant that they were crossing into numbers. It was exactly what Arsenal's defensive plan had prepared for. Later on, Carvajal delivered another deep cross from the right, and again, Arsenal let him. Arteta's plan was clear, protect the centre at all cost and invite wide deliveries. By keeping a narrow block, Arsenal funneled Madrid's attack into a low XG territory. With no one arriving between the lines and no dynamic movement, Madrid's threat was passive. In the second half, Arsenal capitalised on a turnover in midfield. Saka's movement exploited the gap between Madrid's left-back and centre-back areas that were vulnerable due to the advanced positioning of Madrid's fullbacks. Saka received the ball in stride and facing Thibaut Courtois one-on-one executed a delicate chip over the goalkeeper. Later on in the game, with Real Madrid pushing forward in search of an equaliser, Arsenal anticipated the spaces that would open up in Madrid's defence. Arteta's strategy involved absorbing pressure and then launching a swift counter-attack, capitalising on the vacated spaces left by Madrid's advancing players. Martinelli, known for his pace and intelligent movement, positioned himself to exploit the high defensive line of Madrid. As Madrid committed players forward, Martinelli timed his run perfectly to receive a through ball, breaking free from the defensive line and finding himself one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
It's Martinelli! It's the semi-finals for Arsenal!
In the end, Arsenal didn't just advance, they imposed their identity on one of Europe's greatest clubs. This wasn't about individuals, it was about structure, execution, and one manager outthinking the other across 180 minutes.
We knew he was going to suffer, but we knew he was going to win.
If you enjoyed this tactical breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you want to understand how football became a game of structure, space, and control, our next video here dives into the tactical history of football, from the Catenaccio to gegenpressing and tiki-taka. That one's packed with insight, theory, and ideas that shaped modern football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.